I am here to talk about what I feel like could make JJK better and more enjoyable overall, which I'm going to start with. There's going to be three parts to this. It's going to be pricing, a revamp of the basic mechanics, and quality of life changes I feel like are very important to make the game overall better. And so, starting with pricing, a lot of people have said they would even pay this price to play the game at the state it is, so making it $20 overall would be a good idea. And two things they should do with the DLC. Number one, just make it free with the game being $20, or maybe if they don't want to sell $20, then up the price to like $30, but at least, you know, make the DLC free. Or they can use this idea that I pulled from For Honor, where each character is purchased by themselves for like $3 to $5, and there's two ways to get them: is by paying the $5 individually, so you don't have to just pay 20 for three characters when you maybe just want one of them. And there should be a way to grind inside the game for that character too. So, for example, you could do like Sukuna's fingers. So, for Sukuna to become a full character, or to his full power in the anime, he needs 20 fingers. So, why not that just be how many fingers you need to unlock the character? There should be a way to unlock the fingers in online co-op. Probably very slow process, but a way to do it. So, there's a way to earn it for free. Also, I feel like adding into the rank system. So the top four ranks up until special grade, I feel like should maybe do like, for four of the top ranks, they should do maybe 5 fingers each rank you get into. Then by the time you hit special grade, boom. Not only are you a special grade for being good at the game and getting up in rank, but you also get a character for getting that high in rank. So it's a nice little reward system for people working to a higher rank. A little incentive. Maybe you can sprinkle in some extra fingers in the lower tier. God, that sounds weird. Another thing they could do is just adding microtransactions for cosmetics. So you can just buy cosmetics in the game if you really want it. Just to add them a little more money they can earn if they really want that. Well, obviously they want that. Next up is revamp. I'm going to start with talking about dodging rework and basically parrying guard system overall. So you should be able to dodge multiple times and it be like a fluent movement, maybe up to 4 times, and it consumes stamina. What it is like in JJK is the battles have a momentum to it. This game disrupts momentum badly. It's a lot of resetting. And so if they did this method, it would flow. I feel like it would flow a lot better, and it capitalizes on stamina control. Also, parrying an attack. There should be no character that hits you with another attack after it off of a extraction technique. For example, Ghetto, if he does, I believe it's his Y combo, neutral Y, he will do. You have to parry him 3 times to get initiative, which is stupid unless every character does that. But basically, so that way you can flow quickly and then you just get stopped if you use too much stamina. Because the dashing thing also doesn't work very well. You can try to dash back after going forward, and sometimes it just doesn't work and you dash forward. Next thing would be iframes, which kind of supports this dodging rework, where iframes is like, maybe they even remove recovery iframes in general, where you can instantly get up off the ground into either dodging, parrying, guarding, or attacking, depending on what you feel is best for your situation. So it's basically, as soon as you hit the ground, you do a recover, and you can just do any of those. And they should take away recovering midair, so that way when someone knocks someone back to help defend themselves, it should drop that way. So that way they still can get them off them after comboing them and cut it short into fighting the other guy. So fixing comboing recovery. If you hit someone, it shouldn't stun you for a long period of time into that combo. So for example, Yuji has his pressing X once does 2 hits. That shouldn't happen. It should be each punch is 1 hit. So that way you can pull the animation if you know you're getting ganked to be able to defend yourself, rewarding the player for paying attention to the other person, instead of it forcing you to commit to a combo, which comboing should also be more reactive instead of committing to it. That way anyone has more control. Another example is Toto's teleport. When he teleports, he's stuck into 2 more hits. Or at least if you click again, then it's 2 hits. That shouldn't happen. Or like Toge's neutral B is another example. It does a full string of combo off of 1 button. And for example of attacks that can work that way is obviously curse techniques that do damage. Those ones are fine. That should be a commitment to getting the damage. And certain attacks like Gojo's teleport, where he does a bunch of the punches, that should be just one thing, because it's like a more special version than just doing a normal combo, because he does teleport behind you, which gives him a bit of an advantage. And also tightening the timing on dodge, because you can dodge really early out of vaults. There should be a timing for attacks, which that way then if you know they're trying to time that, you can delay your attack to try to catch them, which adds more thought process to the gameplay and makes the gameplay overall faster. Sub lock on. What I mean by sub lock on is you can lock on to the little green goblin guy that Izos has. I forget his name, and I can't say it when I do remember it. But being able to basically, if you're on controller, left and right locks onto players as it does, which they need to fix that, by the way. Sometimes, it double swaps. But basically, you can do like maybe up or down to swap to spawnable characters like that, or characters that are just extra NPCs in the map. So like the summoning babies Mahito does, like maybe you can sublock onto them, which allows you to deal with them, but at the same time, Mahito can punish you for not paying attention to him, so you gotta have to divide your attention. This allows you to just deal with it more in a fluent way than just basically you have a baby off camera you can't even see. I don't even think they show up on the map, if I'm remembering correctly. This thing I feel like would help rank a lot is rank banning, where each person can ban a character, so that means 4 characters banned out of a roster of 20 or so characters. So that way that can help with some imbalances in characters, because like Old Ghetto is a ridiculously powerful character, and so is Toji. Obviously in casual you don't need banning because it's casual. This is also assuming that there is more people playing than there is now. Next up is quality of life. So number 1 is upping the server quality again, because there's still a lot of matches where slight lag can make you delay inputs by a couple seconds, which should not be that bad. Before I've had a lagging match enough to delay by like 5 seconds. Number 2 is adding health category. So basically each character, like for example Nabara, she should have a thing that says she's a low health character. I mean, she just has less health, or if they're like in between like medium to low, they could be a low medium health character, just to kind of help you understand what category of health you're dealing with on your character instead of guessing. Especially when they change in, they don't give you numbers or anything on what's different, which also makes it hard to tell if you like play for the first time, you're just like, oh, this character has terrible health, and you don't understand necessarily why and what other characters' health pools are, so this can help just with basic understanding. Next thing is joints being skippable. Especially when it's laggy, some joints can take a really long time and you see them millions of times. So being able to just let everyone be like, let me skip this. If everyone votes to skip it, then we can just continue the fight and it still does damage and stuff, right? Obviously alts are fine to do cutscenes. It's rewarding to have that when you hit your alt off, gives you a breather. Only happens like once a match. But joints can be done like 50 times in one match, so it just gets annoying. Another thing is adding the mannequin in the lobby. You can't fully test your combos with characters you haven't played yet, because the bot always does the auto recovery, which I mentioned should honestly just be removed out of midair recovery. But that way, you need them to fall to test the combo, so they shouldn't be recovering. So you can actually test combos. They should just not recover at all. Also, adding a party system instead of forcing you to be in a lobby. The only reason to be put into a lobby is by being in there to fight your friends while you're waiting for a queue, but you can't do that, so I don't get why you don't just have a party system. So I did do some balancing stuff that I feel some characters should really have to either nerf, buff them to make them more of a better character. I'm gonna save that for another video. If people are interested, just let me know in the comments and stuff, and if anything you feel like could add to this or whatnot, please leave a comment, because overall I just want this game to be better, because I'm a big JJK fan. I want to be able to play a game that's fully functioning. But yeah, so if you want to see that balancing video, I can just go through characters individually. The reason why I don't want to talk about it in this video is let's assume they do like all these revamps. There's some things I have listed here that might not need to be changed because of that. Because of the new movement system and stuff like that. If they did that, it just wouldn't need to be changed necessarily. So that's why I would leave that for a separate video. Another video, if anyone's interested in, is me and my friend have come up with a good roster of characters that could be in the Shibuya DLC. And if you want to hear about those ideas, I can make a video about that, of us talking about what their moves could be, which characters, you know, like a new Sukuna, a varianted Mahito, stuff like that, Maharaga. And I do realize that there's a good chance that they ain't gonna listen, they're not gonna care. I'm just putting my opinion out there and hoping it can help improve the game. And I do believe they're still doing the Shibuya DLC. They probably have that winded up already, so they're probably just gonna pump it out, and maybe that's the last thing we'll have of the game. Either way, I hope everyone has a good day. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep.